an address from our valedictorian, Megan Grosspietsch. Would you join me on the stage?
All right. First off, I'd like to thank Dr. Moylan and thank you all for giving me this opportunity to speak here today. On August 12th, 1939, the Strand Theater of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin had the world premiere of The Wizard of Oz 3 days before its Hollywood debut. And this is a historical fact that is well known to the residents of Oconomowoc, and it's an integral part to our identity as people from Oconomowoc. However, I don't think this identity is just a part of who we are as people from Oconomowoc, but as students from Oconomowoc. The characters from this movie face the same doubts we've all once felt at some point in the last 4 years, and maybe even today. I'll begin with the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow's main problem is that he doubted his intelligence, as I'm sure we've all doubted before. If you'll recall, he sang a song to Dorothy titled, "If I Only Had a Brain." I'm not going to lie, Oconomowoc High School was tough, especially if you took one of our 15 IB classes offered or 14 AP classes offered. The words, "if I only had a brain," are something you can probably relate to. How are we supposed to remember the difference between an international subsidy diagram and a quota diagram when we also had to find the radius of convergence of a Maclaurin series? And it's okay if you don't know what I'm talking about, because to be honest, I'm not sure if I know what I'm talking about. As we got closer and closer to those exams in May, I considered reviving this Maclaurin guy and asking him why he decided to torture high school students with math. But you know what? After 4 years of countless amounts of tests, projects, late night studying, cups of coffee from Roots, exams, and that random drug test, we are standing here today, miraculously still alive and drug-free. We have not only survived high school, but persevered. All right, I heard there were 95% of you. Stand up if you have some higher education plans, military, college, tech school, community college. Stand up. Maybe persevering isn't the right word. I'd say thriving is more accurate. You can all sit down now. Now, if you remember, at the end of the Scarecrow's journey, he receives a diploma from the Wizard of Oz in recognition of his quick thinking and intelligence. Today, we'll be receiving our own diplomas in recognition of 4 years of hard work and intelligence. But instead of from a wizard, we'll be getting ours from a doctor. We're at the end of our own academic journey, and we're getting started to start a new one. I'll move on to the next character, the Tin Man. The Tin Man's main conflict in the movie was that he felt he didn't have a heart. And this is where OHS differs greatly from the movie, because let me tell you, Ocon has a lot of love. And no, I'm not talking about the couples in the back hallway. The amount of support and caring that you can feel in Oconomowoc High School is truly amazing. Let's look at our extracurriculars. We've already addressed some. But when the girls' volleyball team qualified for state for the first time ever, the entire school surrounded and cheered for the players as they walked through the halls on their way out to their big game. We also have an amazing theater program where our school's musical, Grease, was sold out 5 times, and so we had to add a 6th show. And that's how much we love theater here. And let's not forget how proud we are of our Wind Symphony. They were one of 18 bands in the entire country to be selected to play at the Music for All Festival this spring. You can also feel the love and support in the classroom. For example, one of my classmates and I were feeling particularly stressed from the weight of college applications and homework. One of our teachers stopped the class to have a heart-to-heart session with us because she had spent all night of her personal time worrying about us, and that touched me so much. It was in February, when my grandpa was hospitalized, that I fully understood how much love and support OHS has to offer. I realized that if I got a phone call with bad news about him, I would actually want that phone call to be at school. In every single class I have this year, I've made the most amazing friends ever. And so I knew if I got a bad phone call, I could break down and cry like I am in front of you right now, because that's how great OHS is. Having that amount of love and support in this school is so amazing, and that's why I'm so grateful for Oconomowoc High School. In the movie, the Tin Man received a ticking heart-shaped watch to represent the love he had all along. But we don't need that physical representation, because we can always feel it. Next, we have the Cowardly Lion, who was in desperate need of courage. I think that's where we all are right now, in this moment. Today may be the last day where we know what the future holds and what is to come. We'll walk up one by one, receive our diploma covers, throw our hats in the air, and attend dozens of grad parties. And after that, who knows what the future holds? I know a lot of us are worried about whether we'll like living with our roommates, whether we'll make friends, whether school will be too hard for us, or whether we'll ever figure out what we want to do with our lives. There are a lot of unknowns, and it's only natural to feel afraid. But we are no cowardly lions. We are respectful, responsible, and extraordinary. This class has some of the best character you could ever find. For example, we lost to Arrowhead after an undefeated season and making it deep into the playoffs. Losing to our biggest rival and not going to state was a huge bummer. But we didn't let this get to our heads. We remained proud of our team for how amazingly they played this season and all the great memories we made cheering for them on the bleachers. And furthermore, if we haven't said it enough, we went on to win the Wisconsin Little 10 All Sports Award for the 5th year in a row. I know the future is a scary thing, and quite frankly, I am very terrified. But with the way OHS has prepared us for the future and instilled the core values of being respectful, responsible, and extraordinary, there really is no better class to handle those unexpected curveballs that the future will throw at us. And with that, I'd like to leave you with one last quote from Dorothy, and I'm sure you've heard of it. There's no place like home. When you're off at college, in the military, or at work, remember your roots and where you come from. Remember the teachers who gave you a ton of homework, but it turns out it made that college class a lot easier. Remember how the administration decided to be hip and cool and post #OcomPride everywhere. And at first it was a huge joke, but now it's kind of a part of our identity as raccoons. Remember how your parents or guardians took the time out of their days to drive you to and from practice when you didn't have a license. Remember the friends you made at OHS and how they'd laugh at how ugly you look when you cry. But then give you a huge hug to cheer you up. You might not see it now, but when you look back at all the memories you made at Oconomowoc High School, you'll realize that you grew up and went to school at one of the best possible places on this planet. Thank you, staff, administration, and family. But most importantly, congratulations to us, class of 2016.